Armen Keteyian here on the Rich Eisen Show. How you doing, Armen?
Well, I feel like I'm going to have to come to the defense of Dave Barrett here pretty quickly. But,
okay. Explain who Dave Barrett is, Armen. Explain your role in all of this, please.
Dave Barrett is the singer-songwriter from the original One Shining Moment. He owns the song and all the masters and everything to it. It's I think it was 32 years last night. A long time ago when I was a writer-reporter at Sports Illustrated, David and I grew up in the same hometown of Bloomfield Hills, Michigan. He was at the rival high school, Andover High. I was at Lasser High School, which was named after a road, not the greatest thing you could ever have for a high school. But we competed against each other in sports. Dave was a really good basketball player, went on to play college at Albion, or basketball on scholarship at Albion College.
So I don't mean to stop you right there, Armen. Are you telling me that he's had his own one shining moment on the basketball floor?
He had many one shining moments, particularly against Lasser High School when Andover would beat us like a drum at times. But he's had a very long, loving history with basketball. And so I, as the story goes, and Dave was up at East Lansing at Michigan State in a bar trying to talk to this girl when Larry Bird and Magic Johnson were on television and failed miserably in the conversation at the bar, and started to write some lyrics down. Turned out to be the beginning of, and really One Shining Moment came out, and as Dave described it, as sort of a one big whoosh. But we were good friends, and he would come to New York and visit. And at one time he came and stayed in our apartment, all 482 square feet of it, and slept on the couch. And he goes, "Hey, I've got this song. I think it's pretty good. And it's a college basketball song." And I said, "Okay." And as it turned out, I just knew from some friends over at CBS Sports that they were looking for a theme song for college basketball for the Final Four and March Madness. And so I said, I listened to it. And at the time, it had this incredible piano prelude, which in the early versions of One Shining Moment actually made air. But I took it over to CBS, a friend of mine over there named Bob Tassi, who was in the marketing department. And as the story goes, it's literally a cassette tape. And as the story goes, he played it in his office, and people were coming in from other offices to listen to it. And Bob said, he called me up and he goes, "I think we found our song." I was like, wow. So I called Dave, and David was then involved in doing a lot of singing, songwriting all over the country. And then it kind of got its way into CBS Sports, and it was supposed to, as the story goes, supposed to be the closing theme song for a Super Bowl, but the game ran long, and it ended up being, the signature song probably right now in sports, despite Mr. Curmudgeon here who doesn't like it.
Well, Armen, I'm not alone in this, and I don't mean, because again, I know he's a good friend of yours, so I don't mean to denigrate. I'm just giving my 2 cents on this. So, just hearing the story, you're saying One Shining Moment, the initial writing of it, was born out of one failing moment trying to hit on a woman at a bar, is what you're saying, Armen.
That's pretty much, that's what David said. I wasn't there with him when it was happening.
Okay.
Dave's a pretty good-looking guy in those days.
No.
I'm
just trying to.
Failing moment in a bar.
Okay. One Heisman moment gave birth to one shining moment. And then you passed it along, and it's now blossomed into something. So does your buddy get like a residual check, one big fat residual check every April?
I don't know what the deal. I think actually he has an agreement that has rolled over, in various numbers of years for the last 32 years.
Like so Bobby Bonilla.
It's been quite a little annuity, in terms of. You don't have to create too many one shining moments to pay for college educations and things of that nature. But, David he's a very accomplished singer-songwriter as well. I mean, he toured with Art Garfunkel. He's won Emmys for, his theme songs for PBS specials. And he actually wrote a number of other themes for CBS Sports, including the PGA and things like that. So it's not a kind of a one and done sort of thing for Dave.
Is the Masters theme his?
No, that would be too much, Rich. I mean, in terms of if you were going to get the Final Four and the Masters,
I'm just saying.
Though I think he probably wrote a theme for the Masters, but I don't think it's his theme, because if it was, I think I would know by now.
Okay, I just figured that.
Yeah.
Oh, look, all I'm saying is that what was good in 1987 doesn't really speak. It doesn't resonate in the sports world for me in 2019. That's all I was saying.
Well, I got to tell you, I did 7 Final Fours. I was on the floor as the sideline reporter for 7 of those babies, and I mean, I stood next to Tom Izzo and Mateen Cleaves when they had tears in their eyes as that was playing inside the arena. I stood next to Mike Krzyzewski and his team when they won. It's an emotional moment, and it's something that is used as a device to motivate teams. And I don't know how many things. It's hard to say how many things have lasted 32 years.
It's true. I hear you.
In our business, let alone 32 seconds sometimes.
For more of The Rich Eisen Show, tune to Audience Channel 239 on DirecTV for free on BR Live, or download the Rich Eisen Show app.